Hello students, let's start today's session 2 of the master chapter with a beautiful quote. Please to understand, the most important thing in your life is not the position where you stand, but it is the direction in which you move. Always opt for the right direction. You will have a proper destiny. This is SD Sir again from the Temple of Excellence, Vidyashram Pre-University College, Mysore. My dear students, today we shall discuss session 2 of the chapter electric current. And what are the topics that I shall be covering in today's class? Very interesting, very important topics. First, I discuss something called as the drift velocity of electrons. And next, on the understanding of drift velocity, I shall discuss something called mobility of free electrons. So the two important topics that I will be discussing today is the drift velocity of electrons and the mobility of electrons. Before we proceed on, shall we just try to recall what we did in our session 1, where we defined electric current as the flow of charges in a conductor with a certain potential difference. What was the SI unit of electric current? Ampere. And in spite having magnitude and direction, we call electric current as a scalar, properly saying a tensor. Why? It did not obey any law of vector addition. Now, creeping into the topics today, the very first topic that I discuss is something called drift velocity of electrons. By now, you are very much familiar with the word velocity. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೋವರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗಳಿಂದಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ, ವೇಗ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. You are very clear about the quantity called velocity. Then now let us understand the meaning, the textual meaning of the word drift. What does the word drift refer to? Very simple. The word drift means change in the path, deviation from the actual path, going away from the desired path is what we call as drift. When I say I am drifting away, I mean I am moving away from my actual path. I am going away from my actual path. Now, how do these electrons drift? How do these electrons go away from their actual path? That is what is beautifully discussed under something called drift velocity of electrons. Now, if you look at the slides on the board, there are two diagrams. The first diagram, which shows random motion of electrons, and the second diagram, which shows motion under steady potential. Very beautiful. Random motion of electrons, then it is motion under steady potential. As on now, let us concentrate on the first picture, which is random motion of electrons. Random ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ತಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದ ಹಾಗೆ. ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀಚರ್ ಇಲ್ದಾಗ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಆಸ್ ವಿ ಲೈಕ್, ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. To begin with, what was the characteristic of a conductor? We told a metallic conductor has large number of free electrons. Quite umpty number of times I told there is a conductor, and this conductor has large number of free electrons, abundance of free electrons. So any metallic conductor is characterized, is featured out by the presence of large number of free electrons. Now please to understand, at room temperature, how do these electrons move? Einstein beautifully says, at room temperature, these electrons move randomly. Please to highlight on this word. At room temperature, the free electrons move randomly throughout the conductor. Exactly how? Exactly like the molecules in a gas. First PUC nalli kinetic theory of gases odidira, which showed at ordinary temperatures, room temperatures, the molecules of a gas moves randomly. Exactly the same way at room temperatures, the electrons move randomly. ತನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಬಂದಿದ್ದ ರೀತಿ, however they want, they are under no one's control. They are moving randomly inside the conductor. How? Exactly like the molecules in a gas. So what is the consequence? All of them go in whatever path they want. The electrons move randomly. There is chaoticity. There is disturbance. So what is the consequence? The basic consequence is collisions. The electrons may collide with the other electrons inside the conductor. Collisions exhibit ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. The electrons may collide with other ions in the conductor, or the electrons may collide with the walls of that conductor. ಮೂರು ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್ಗಳು ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು. ಫಸ್ಟ್, collisions between the electrons themselves. The electrons may collide with the other ions in the conductor, or they may be colliding with the walls of the conductor. And why this collision is coming into picture? It is because of the random motion. And because of this collision, the net current in the conductor becomes zero. See, beautiful. But that is not what I want a conductor for. If the resultant current is becoming zero, there is no conduction at all. So what should I do? I should avoid the random motion so that the collisions is cut down. So if I recall again, I told a conductor has large number of free electrons. How do these electrons move? Randomly. They are chaotic in nature. They are disturbing in nature. And what does this random motion lead to? Collisions. Collisions between two electrons. Collisions between an electron and another ion. Collision with the walls of the conductor, resulting what? Net current is zero. Conduction is not happening. That is not I want for. Therefore, if I want conduction to happen, if I want some current, I have to avoid these collisions. How do I avoid the collision? I have to stop the electrons from moving randomly. How do I do that? I have to set up some steady potential. If the class is chaotic, disruptive, what do? A force called teacher has to come in. The same way, if the random motion has to be avoided, if the collisions has to be stopped, there has to be some force which I call as potential. So what do? I am connecting the conductor to a battery, DC source, energy source. You remember my first session, high potential, low potential. So my direction of the electric field is here now. When I connect it to a battery, what happens? Initially, an electric field is applied across this conductor. The free electrons inside the conductor are under the influence of the electric field, and thereby a steady potential is set up. ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ? ಕಂಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು ನನಗೆ, ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಮೋಷನ್ನ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಮೋಷನ್ನ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಯಾರ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲನ್ನು ಏನು ಕರೆದ್ವಿ? ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದ್ವಿ. ಹ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲನ್ನು? ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ನ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ electric field is created. That electric field influences a potential. So very clearly you see now, when there is a steady potential, there is unidirectional flow of electrons. Random ಆಗಿ ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದೇ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಯೂನಿಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ there is a steady potential setup. Now just recalling concepts of the first chapter, the electric charges, the so-called free electrons, are under the influence of an electric field. So what should they experience? Some electric force. And how do I calculate that electric force? So also, what do I call that electric force? electric intensity. And what was the basic definition for intensity? E equals F divided by Q. So F is E into Q, or F is E strength of the magnetic field. Since I consider free electrons whose charge is minus E, so the force acting on the free electrons is minus E into E. See, so beautiful. The force acting on the free electrons due to the field is given by F equals E into Q. Q is the charge of the electron minus E. Capital E, strength of the electric field. And very clearly you observe F equals minus E. That means the electrons experience a force or an acceleration opposite to the electric field. Because of this, F equals minus E into E. The electrons are experiencing a force which is opposite to the direction of the electric field. And what did your Newton's law say, students? Whenever there is force, there has to be acceleration. I am at rest. Acceleration is 0. Someone pushes me. There is a force acting on me. Certainly I am accelerated. Similarly, when there is a force acting on the electrons, they should be accelerated. And that acceleration is given by A equals F divided by M. What is F? Minus E into E. M, mass of the electron. So this gives the acceleration acting on the electrons in the presence of an electric field. I repeat, electric field ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿತ್ತು? Electric charges ಮೇಲೆ force exert ಮಾಡ್ತಿತ್ತು. I have created an electric field. No, it will exert a force on the free electrons, which was given by F equals minus E into small e. From where did I get this minus? It is because of the charge of the electron. So very clearly, F equals minus E, which means the electrons experience a force opposite to the direction of the electric field. Force idmele acceleration irlebeku. Newton's law says F equals M into A, or A equals F by M. What was F? Minus E into E divided by M. Now comes the core of the understanding. Please note, this acceleration gained is momentary. Very beautiful word. The acceleration that is gained by the electron ideologically is momentary. Yen momentary andre? For a small interval of time. Very surprising. The electric force is installing acceleration, but now I am calling that acceleration to be momentary. Momentary means for a short span of time, short interval of time. Why is this acceleration momentary? That is because even though I have applied steady potential, the number of collisions cannot become completely zero. Classic teacher bandruno adu ideal class aglik sadhya illa. All these students may not concentrate 100%. There are free electrons which are a bit hockey here, like my students. I cannot reduce the collisions completely to zero. Even though I have applied potential, the collisions cannot become absolute zero. There will be some number of collisions with the other electrons, with the ions, or with the walls of the conductor. So what happens? The electron will be going in this way. Suddenly it will collide with the walls, I believe. The electron will be going in a unidirection. It will collide with the other electron. Because of this collision, it will lose the gained kinetic energy. When you applied the steady potential, why electrons were able to move in a unidirection? They had some kinetic energy. Now, since they are suffering collision, they will lose that kinetic energy. So, the electron is moving here, it is losing kinetic energy, which means it will start fainting, go away from the actual path. ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಯೂನಿಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಅದು ಏನು ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ಗಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿತ್ತು, ಇಟ್ ಲೂಸಸ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಪಾತ್. We say the electrons experience a backward drag. ಯಾರೋ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಹಿಂದೆ ಎಳೆದಂಗೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. It is experiencing a backward drag. And the whole sense, that backward drag itself is called drift velocity. Now, the time taken for two successive collisions is called relaxation time, represented by tau. Now what happens? My electron has lost its kinetic energy. It is getting a backward drag. It is drifting away from its actual path. So what do? Again, I will increase the potential. Again, its kinetic energy increases. Again, it will move with some velocity. Again, collision, loss of kinetic energy, loss of velocity. So, if I ask you, what is the overall effective velocity with which the electron is traveling, there is some average. When the potential is applied, electron gains maximum velocity. When the collision happens, it loses energy, velocity decreases. Again, velocity increases, velocity decreases. That means the electron is moving with an average velocity. And in simple terms, this average velocity itself is called drift velocity. The electrons drift inside the field with an average velocity. Why am I computing average velocity? Because the electrons suffer collisions. Increase the potential, kinetic energy increases, half mv square, velocity increases. Collision happens, velocity decreases. So certain intervals, velocity increases. Certain intervals, velocity decreases. So the electrons that experience backward pull, they are drifted backwards with an average velocity. And this average velocity is what I call drift velocity. So how do I compute this drift velocity? I know the electrons drift with a certain velocity. The initial velocity was 0. I know the acceleration of the electrons. I know the time of collisions. So I use one of the equations of motion, V equals U plus AT. Final velocity, V. That is what I call drift velocity. Initial velocity is 0 before the application of the field or potential. What was the acceleration? Minus E by m. Time, relaxation time. Again I repeat. Final velocity was called drift velocity. Initial velocity is 0. Acceleration minus E by m. T, relaxation time. So Vd equals minus E into small e by m into tau. Again you beautifully see drift velocity is negative to the electric field. So we define drift velocity is the average velocity. I've clearly told why average velocity. It is the average velocity with which free electrons in a conductor, free electrons were in a conductor, it is the average velocity of the free electrons drift backwards in a direction opposite to the electric field. See, very simple. In drift velocity andre, it is an average velocity. Who is gaining that average velocity? Free electrons. Where? In the electric field. Nature, opposite to the direction of the electric field. So, drift velocity, it is a certain average velocity with which free electrons are drifting backwards. They are going away from their actual path, opposite to the direction of the electric field. And know that the order of drift velocity is 10 power minus 4 meter per second. What is the unit? Simple. It has the units of velocity. So drift velocity also has the unit meter per second. So this is all the concept of drift velocity. And in this slide, if you observe, these dotted regions, the pink, the blue dotted regions, they are the free electrons which are randomly moving and executing collisions with the other electrons. Hope you have appreciated the concept of drift velocity. Now moving to the concept of mobility of electrons. My slide shows a clear picture of mobile, but the concept has nothing to do with mobile. I'm just showing this to mean mobility. What is the meaning of mobility? Being mobile, easily moving from one region to another. Mobile na ನೀವು ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ವಾ, from one place to another. Mobile canteens, mobile libraries. Similarly, I'm talking about mobility. Understand, mobility is also a type of drift velocity. What was drift velocity? Average velocity. Who gains that? Free electrons. Where? In a direction opposite to the electric field. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ mobility ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? it is also the magnitude of the drift velocity acquired by an electron per unit electric field. Per unit electric field andre every unit volt per meter strength of the field. Electric field apply madidira. You have applied the electric field to the conductor. For every unit strength of that field, how do you express field strength? Volt per meter. For every 1 volt per meter strength of the field, how much of drift velocity is acquired? That is called mobility of electrons. Electrons being mobile, moving with certain velocity. What did you call that velocity as? Drift velocity. And for every 1 volt per meter, how much of drift velocity is gained? That itself is called mobility. So we say mu equals Vd divided by E. Drift velocity per unit electric field. And its SI unit is meter square per volt second. And this is a homework for you all. Using this definition, arrive at the SI unit for mobility. Now, as a last part of this discussion, we will study the types of electric current. 2 types of electric current you should have heard fundamentally: direct current and alternating current. I shall not go deep into alternating current because the last chapter is completely about that. Now, direct current, DC int karadve. Now, what is this direct current? I am drawing a graph of time versus current here. On the x-axis, I have plotted time. On the y-axis, I have plotted current. And you observe the nature, it is a straight line which is parallel to x-axis. Adra artha eno? Initially, when the time is 0, this is the magnitude of current. When you began initially, this was the current flowing in the conductor. As the time is increasing, as there is increase in time, or in simple words, as there is change in time, there is no change in current. For any instant of time interval, the strength of the current remains same. And what about its direction? It is flowing in the same direction. Such a current is called direct current. No variation in its magnitude or direction. So a type of current whose magnitude and direction does not vary with respect to time. For any given time interval, the strength of the current remains same and magnitude also remains same. That is called direct current. But whereas here you can see there is change in the strength as well as direction. See, when the time is 0, current is 0. As time increases, strength of the current is increasing. Direction is also changing. That is called alternating current. And as I told you, I will talk about alternating current more in your last chapter. So dear friends, what did we study today? Average velocity called drift velocity. Who gains that? Free electrons. Where? in a conductor opposite to the direction of the electric field. What was mobility? Mobility is also a type of drift velocity gained per unit electric field. And we studied the two types of current, direct current and alternating current. Again, students, I believe you have understood this session. Thoroughly practice. You will reach the pinnacle of success, epitome of success. Let us meet in the next session. Until then, thank you.